Sad news waking up this morning. Good morning. I'm Rock 107's Prospector. One of the founding members of the Eagles died on Wednesday. Randy Meisner was the original bass player and sang one of their biggest hits, Take It to the Limit.
One more time. Thank you.
Randy Meisner.
He was 77 years old. The band posted this statement on their website. The Eagles are sad to report that founding member, bassist, vocalist Randy Meisner passed away due to complications from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Randy quit the band after their Hotel California album due to infighting. Here he is, along with Joe Walsh, Don Henley, and Glenn Frey, talking about the split.
All I want to see is five guys happy playing together, and that's what makes the music.
Randy never knew how great he was. He was an alpha. Confrontations were really hard for him.
We were backstage and the crowd was going wild. And our encore number was Take It to the Limit. People loved that song. They went crazy when Randy hit those high notes. But Randy didn't want to do the song that night. He'd been up partying all night, and Glenn kept trying to talk him into it. He said, man, the people want to hear that song. You got to do it. And Randy kept saying no.
And the audience, who'd been waiting years to see us do those songs, we just got fed up with that and just said, okay, don't sing it. Why don't you just quit? You say you're unhappy, quit.
Randy was all over the early Eagles albums. Eagles, Desperado, On the Border, One of These Nights at Hotel California. He sang Try and Love Again on that one. That year, their greatest hits album went platinum in a week. They released what is now one of the greatest selling albums of all time, of course, Hotel California. They had a sold-out tour, and Randy walked away despite all that success. Randy Meisner, dead at 77.
Hey, Mr. Manly here with lesson number 499 in How to Be Manly. I met a woman a couple months ago by accident. We were reaching for the same item in the produce section at the supermarket. We were both reaching for pears, and I told her she had a pear on her. We both laughed and moved on. Since then, I've seen her at the bank, dry cleaners, and once at the auto store. On those occasions, I thought to myself, I wouldn't mind making a deposit in her bank, pressing her sheets, and rotating her tires. This has to be more than a coincidence, and I felt I should get to know this damsel better. I said, hi, these are getting to be more than chance meetings. She told me, you're right. I'm rainy, but I'm anything but. I love sunshine and outdoors. I run, bike, swim, and participate in other outdoor activities. I said, yeah, I do the same. We should do something together that we can both enjoy outdoors, like maybe whitewater rafting. She said, that sounds wonderful. I haven't done that in years. We made plans to go to Jim Thorpe and hit the Lehigh, and then I added, if the day goes well, maybe we can go out for dinner, perhaps spend the night at a bed and breakfast. And she said, wonderful. I love rafting with the water splishing and splashing all over me, handling a sturdy paddle to keep me on course, and that thrill of victory upon completion. Well, I knew how to complete this discourse and do so in a manly manner. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, follow along in your manly manual, page number 499, and repeat after me. Number 1, let's play Bobby Darin tonight while we splish splash taking our bath. Number 2, you like a sturdy paddle? Here, handle this. It'll keep you on course all night. Number 3, hey there, Rainey. After our completion, you'll really know the thrill of victory. Shortly after, as Rainey takes a sturdy paddle and handles it well, striking you as you are now splishing and splashing up the river with no chance of tasting the thrill of victory, but rather only the agony of defeat, you'll realize just what kind of man you really are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manly saying be manly and good day.
For years, Shark Week has educated viewers about these complex creatures of the sea. Not anymore. Presenting Shark Week 2023. Blood, gore, guts. Tonight, it's Deep Sea Murder Monster. And watch sharks snap human bones like twigs and pop goes your ribcage. Friday, it's Human Flesh Gurgle Orgy. Shark Week 2023. Let's stop pretending. We just want to scare the hell out of you.
A shark ate my leg!
following rant may cause you to pull your hair out, scream at the radio, punch the dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to loudmouth Yambag at rock107.com.
Hey, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what has me jacked. We all come in contact with a lot of people each day, and we all have a lot of short interactions that we're all just trying to get through so we can move on and get through our day, right? Because of that, sometimes we are using placeholders. Words or phrases that we don't necessarily mean literally, but we put in our conversations to fill time, fill a gap, or just move things along. Like, have a nice day. Really, whoever said that to you doesn't care what happens to you when you're no longer in their presence. They're just saying it. Or when people say, how's it going? No one wants the true answer. It's filler. It's something to say. Here's one that drives me up a wall. Hearing people you hardly ever interact with saying, talk to you soon, as a placeholder. I'm not talking about your in-laws or the lady you keep hitting on at the deli. No, they're probably going to see you soon. I'm talking about people you won't see for months or years. Do these people not have a concept of soon? For example, you go to the dentist's office, you just get your teeth cleaned, you're leaving, and they say, talk to you soon. Hey, not for another 6 months at the earliest, Yambag, unless I trip and knock a tooth out. Is that what you're hoping for? An emergency so you can line your pockets? Real nice. Or you're at Coast or Mavis getting new tires on your car. They hand you the keys and say, talk to you soon. Really? I thought these tires were good for at least 25,000 miles. That should be like 2+ years. I don't want to see you again soon. Or you go to Mattress Warehouse or EFO and you buy a new Sealy Posturepedic California King mattress. They take your $1,500+ and the woman at the register says, talk to you soon. Soon? What are you, nuts? You think I'm making porn on this thing? Come on. It's going to take me a decade plus to knock the stuffing out of this mattress. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man.
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag #IFoundProspector and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107.
News that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
The United States women's soccer team tied the Netherlands 1-1. There was also a tie between the number of viewers who enjoyed the match and the number of viewers who fell asleep. Jeopardy suspended production due to the writer's strike. Still in the mood for a daily head scratcher? You can always follow Elon Musk on X. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce had a plan to give Taylor Swift his phone number, but it failed. Even though Taylor never went out with him, she still wrote a sad song about it.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107. Tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A FedEx driver near San Diego pulled a guy from a burning car Wednesday morning. He says he doesn't consider himself a hero, but the car exploded a few minutes later.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector
on Rock 107. What's a Yambag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yambag of the Week, as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
If you want to be a volunteer firefighter, there are several ways you can go about it. The easiest way, volunteer. This person took a more difficult route. A 44-year-old woman in Florida stole a fire truck last Saturday. For some reason, the fire chief had let her spend the night at the station, and at some point in the morning, she took off with the truck. It ran out of gas and a cop showed up, but the woman didn't want him to be suspicious, so she pretended to be a volunteer firefighter who was out on a job. The cop sensed something was amiss and looked into it and didn't see her name on the fire department's roster. She was arrested and charged with grand theft, fraud, and impersonating a firefighter. It's unclear why she took the truck or if she was actually planning to do any firefighting.
Nominee number 2.
You ever worry about a fast food worker spitting in your burger? Well, tampering with food like that can come with very real consequences. An assistant manager at a Burger King in South Carolina is facing up to 20 years in prison for allegedly serving French fries out of the garbage. 2 Sundays ago, cops responded to a call at a Burger King in Union, South Carolina. When they got there, 2 customers were screaming at a 39-year-old worker named Jamie Major, and initially they got arrested for disorderly conduct. But then cops got the full story and arrested Jamie instead. It turned out the 2 women had seen Jamie take old fries out of the trash, dump them in a container, and put fresh fries on top. It's not clear if the fries were for them or for somebody else. Cops arrested Jamie for malicious tampering with food, which is a felony. If a judge throws the book at her, she could get 20 years in prison for it. Burger King fired her and released a statement saying allegations do not align with the brand's commitment to quality food and service.
Nominee number 3.
This guy is our first ever 2-time Yambag of the Day nominee. A guy was recently caught stealing 3 cakes from a grocery store, and the icing on the cake was the thief himself. Literally. A 24-year-old man in western Pennsylvania named Dequai Jackson ordered 3 cakes from a grocery store with photos of himself printed on that. Then he went through the self-checkout and didn't pay for the cakes. He bought some candles, canned items, some cupcakes, and he paid $12.99, but didn't scan the cakes, which were worth more than $90 total. Police are still looking for him, but come on, it's only a matter of time. They ID'd him based on security footage and the photos he submitted for the cakes. Dequai has a criminal record. 2 years ago, he was caught stealing $1,000 worth of Yankee candles from a CVS, which landed him his first time being nominated for Yambag of the Day.
Nominee number 4.
This guy went from neighborly to not so much real quick. A 33-year-old in Boston is in jail after attacking a random woman because he said good morning to her and she didn't say it back. His name is Ian Atkinson, and it happened 2 weeks ago, but they just charged him last week. The 59-year-old victim was watering her lawn when he walked by and said good morning, then started cursing at her for not exchanging pleasantries. He apparently lives around the corner, but they'd never met. As soon as he got aggressive, she took out her phone and started recording it, and that's when he attacked. He threw at least 7 punches, then jumped in a Mercedes that was parked nearby, threw it in reverse, and almost ran her over. She ended up with a fractured nose and a black eye. Luckily, that was the worst of it. She fought back and bit him on the shoulder, and despite being attacked, was able to get the license plate number. She also noticed he had a GPS monitor on, which turned out was because of her previous assault he was already facing charges for. Cops charged him with assault and battery, causing serious injury, and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. His car. A judge ordered him to be held without bail.
And the winner is
the guy who attacked a stranger for not saying good morning. You, sir, overreacted, and you're the Yambag of the week. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yambag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.